including snacks.
We've got the one and only Jessie T, Usher.
What's up? Where am I? I'm here. Okay. I feel like y'all can hear me, but I feel like
Makes it so the whole hall can hear you.
of the day.
First panel, no pressure. So before we begin, I'm going to ask you some questions, and then we're going to turn to the audience to ask questions.
Okay.
But we do want to put it out there, please respect the strike. Do not ask anything of struck work, because we stand with our actors and actresses here.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get started.
Yeah, please. For a split second, I thought I was going to trip on those stairs over there, which is like my biggest fear. I feel like it's going to happen one day. I said it now. Now it's down to happen. If I trip when I leave, the power
Don't
of
worry.
words. Okay.
We'll all go, oh.
I know, right? Yeah, right. Everyone's going to be like, ha!
So you have a fun list of acting credits, but we're
This is
also
weird. I'm
going
gonna take this off.
You want to take it off?
Yeah, how?
Handle it.
There we go.
But you also produce and write. But before we get into all of that, I just have to know, you're from Maryland.
I am from Maryland, actually. Yeah, I'm from Maryland. I know. Shout out Maryland. What's up, Maryland? How y'all feeling? I know there's probably a lot of Philly in here, a lot of Delaware in here too. But yes, I'm from Maryland. I'm from PG County.
Pretty awesome. So can you share your journey? Like what drew you into acting? I know when you were a young age, you did plays, local productions, stuff like that. But what or who inspired you to get into acting?
My older sister did, actually. She did like beauty pageants when she was really young, and then sort of segued into commercials and print work, which is just like, you know, advertisements and stuff like that. And I wanted to do commercials like her, so I started getting into it from there. But the industry in Maryland, especially at that time, was so small. You know, there was only like Baltimore theater, you know, I got a lot of training there. And then commercials as they sort of came and went, and then like acting workshops and things like that. But that was my like number one inspiration. You know, I wasn't looking to be like anyone on TV. I was just like, I want to do what T is doing. My sister, you know, looked like she was having fun.
Yeah. So you guys, did you get to like bond, connect with that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We did a lot of auditions together. You know, it was like brother-sister duo type of thing, and we both sang, danced, and acted at the same time. So we were doing a lot of that. We trained in a lot of the same workshops. We went to the same coaches and stuff. So yeah, we did definitely bonded in that way. Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, I love that.
It's a good time. Shout out Tia, man. She's in here somewhere. You guys will see. If you've been upstairs, then you've probably seen her. She's been hanging out all day.
Oh, I love it. So we know you have a lot of array of credits under your belt, covering so many different genres, but how do you approach selecting these different roles? Like what attracts you to a particular project? And two-part question there.
Okay.
And now you have your own production company.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mansa Productions, right?
No, that's not me.
That's not you?
No.
Just kidding. That's some bad Googling on my part.
Wikipedia will have anything.
But you do production stuff now. So like as an actor, what draws you to a project? And then now on the producing side, what draws you to a project?
Very, very different things, actually. As an actor, I think for the first 20 years of my career, it was sort of whatever opportunities came up, you know what I mean? If it was something that felt like I could do it, or like it was something I could pull off, then I would try to. And then that was sort of the game that I was playing, you know, but as I got a little bit older and more specific, now I look for roles that are interesting in a way. Maybe it's something I haven't done before, or maybe it's something that I really, really connected with. But also the people that I get to work with plays a big part in it too. You know, when I was younger, it didn't really make a difference, but as I got older and I cared a little bit more, I started to realize, you know, as they say, like iron sharpens iron, and I really want to work with people who are really good. And it's just such a different experience, you know, when you get to work with like legendary actors, like the way that they approach their roles, the way that they are on set, the food that they give you, as they say, you know what I mean? It's priceless. So I choose a lot of roles based on like who else is involved. And
you've had some amazing ensemble casts
thank
too.
you. Yeah, I've been blessed in that way. Yeah, I've been able to work with some really incredible people. And they taught me so much, you know, every step of the way, every project that I've done. Working with Samuel Jackson was like, out of this world. And I mean, Ronrico Lee, who's been a vet in the game. I don't know if you guys know who Ronrico is, but he was another one that taught me a lot. You know, I love working with those people. But choosing things on the production side, totally different. Totally different. Like, because I don't necessarily choose things to produce that I would be in. I mostly just look for stories that I would want to tell. It's almost like, I have a daughter too. Hey, there's Tia, my sister. I mentioned she right there. Everybody's like, oh,
We were just talking about
we
you.
were just talking about you. Yeah, it's like I have a 6-year-old daughter and I read her bedtime stories, and it's almost like choosing the story that I'm gonna read her at night. You know what I mean? It's like, what story do I want to tell? So there's so much material out there to choose from. How do you filter it down? It's like, all right, what I want to see? What do I care about? What moves me? You know, I like very narrative-driven stories, like things that are a little personal that feel more real. Like, I mean, aliens are cool, but I want to, you know, like I want to tell stories about like the people to the right and left of me. So that's sort of how I've been going about it since I started getting heavier into it. And then sometimes something magical just falls in your lap. You know, this job is sort of like a fairy tale. Like, a lot of it's just, you pull it out of thin air, you know what I mean? So it could be walking around a con like this, and there's a lot of times people will bring me original comics and say like, hey, take a look at my thing, and you know, I read it and I'm like, oh, this is wonderful, and I might call them and say like, hey, maybe we can make this a TV show. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. So, talking about your crazy cast that you got to be part of, can you share like any memorable or valuable like experience you had on set with some of them?
Oh yeah. Oh man, so many.
I got good ones.
I know. What kind of experience do you want to hear about? I've had them all. Mostly all good stuff. You know, I've had really positive experiences on set. I've heard some nightmares, but I've been very fortunate. I haven't really had any nightmares. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe people scared of me. I don't know what it is. No, maybe they heard I was from Maryland. They was like, nah, we're not gonna test it. I think my first day working with Samuel Jackson, he wasn't even working at the time. He was just visiting set, and there was this kid that I was doing the scene with, and the kid was showing out, like not in a bad way, like in a great way, like really still in the show. And like I love seeing that type of thing. So I was letting him do his thing, and then Sam walks up to me and says, he's like, back in my prime, I would have never let a kid show me up in my own movie. And I was like, damn! I'm trying to be nice, man. I'm trying to let this kid shine, and like I'm getting dissed for it by Sam. Like, all right, now I'm about to kill this kid. I'm just playing. Now I'm gonna shut him down. No, it's fine. We had a good time. But it was, you know, a lot of stuff like that. I really love working with Jeff Goldblum. He's like one of a kind human being. You know, he's literally, like, I don't know, his imaginative state is just so outward. You know what I mean? Just having regular conversations with him, you kind of just get lost. And working with him is sort of the same way. You know, it feels like an outer body experience. I was almost watching myself in a scene with him, like, is this really happening right now? And that's kind of just how it feels sometimes, so, yeah.
Okay, so, touched on the memorable moments, so let's go, let's see. Strike out some things here. But, so how do you approach, so you've done so many different characters, and, like, how do you approach it? I can't say anything specific, but, like, you have one character that might be, you know, just like a normal guy, and then somebody that's a little more super, yeah. Like, how do you approach the differences? Like, how do you approach, you know, some of these characters too that clearly like have that defining moment of you think they're gonna redeem themselves, or you know that their character shows to be a little more complex than originally happened. Like, how do you, as Jessie, approach that? That was a good cover.
It's a great cover. It's different every time. The approach is a little different every time, but I'm what they call like a director's actor. So I get along with directors really well, and first ADs, and like I just understand their job, you know? So I think a lot of times my conversations with them are so in-depth and like so extensive that I get a lot of what I need for my roles from them. You know, it's just like, what do you see? Like, what do you want? What do you need? I completely understand that I'm just one of 50 people in this movie or TV show, and like, no matter how important my role is to me, like, you know, if it doesn't fit the overall trajectory of the show or of the movie, then like, it sucks. So I'm like, tell me what you need, and then like I'll see how close I can get to it. And then there's always things, of course, that personally you want to sort of sprinkle in there to make it your own. And I sort of just blend that together as best as I can. Talking to the writers helps a lot too, because most of the time it's their brainchild, and they're writing every word down with intention, and I'm like, well, what does this "the" mean? You just never know. So I do a lot of that. It's a group effort. And then I just hear my old acting coach's voice in the back of my head, and between all of those things, that's how you get the performances that you get.
Awesome. So besides acting, what are some personal interests that some folks might not know about? Like, I learned you're into food?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Very much into food, not just eating it, but I went to culinary school. That was my thing. That's what I thought I was going to be doing. That's what I still hope to do one day.
Open some restaurants, maybe?
Yeah, I would open some restaurants. I would. I don't like the business of it, though. So
you gotta have one in Maryland,
wants to handle the for sure.
You gotta have one in Maryland, though, because that's a must.
100%. Up in Marlboro, probably. But yeah, so if there's anybody here who wants to manage the restaurant, please holler at me. I just want to design the menu. I just want to cook.
Yeah.
I love cooking. I still love cooking. I love being in culinary school.
What's your favorite dish to make?
I don't have one. See, the thing about going to school, you learn everything.
Like to make.
That's
like
what? Anything. Everyone's always like, oh, cook for me. I'm like, what do you want? They're like, make your favorites. Like, I don't have one. Because you learn every technique. You learn food from all over the world. Like, I can't, you know what I mean? It's hard. It's really, really hard. It changes. Sometimes it's apple pie. Like that, I had a phase where I was loving making apple pie. Me and my daughter would make like homemade pizzas. Like, I don't know. I used to make this like, I don't even know what it was, like a pork chop thing and like this white wine reduced sauce that my mother loved, and like that was her thing for a while. So like I enjoy making what people want. It's more of like an active service,
so, like, food is your love language.
Yes, 100%.
Mine too. I understand.
Yeah. If I cook for you, I like it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't like it, I take that really personal.
Yeah, for sure.
Really personal.
Absolutely. No, I actually would. I'd be like, oh, what didn't you like about it? Let me fix it.
Well, you're better than I am.
But I've also never had somebody not like it though.
Oh, well, okay.
I was saying. I've never tripped down the stairs, and I've never cooked a bad meal.
Right? Anything else you'd like to jinx? Let me just write this down.
I've never hit the lottery. Ever. Especially not in Maryland across the street. Like, I've never played the lottery and won. That's wild.
We're going after this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Just making sure. So, before we turn to our audience, is there a particular message or takeaway you hope viewers get and fans get from your work? Whether it's acting or producing.
Yeah, that like everyone's story matters, no matter how big or small. Like, you would be surprised, some of the biggest projects, some of the hugest fandoms that probably are in this room right now have come from something that someone may have overlooked. We're all connected in a way, so like my story may seem like it's so personal to me, but there's so many people who can relate to you, and I think through what we do, we're able to sort of tell that and like share that, and if it's received well, then it kind of just brings us all a little bit closer. It's not just film and television. It's so much deeper than that. It's just like storytelling of just the human connection, and I'm thankful that I get to do that. So thank you guys very much for allowing me to live this out and have this experience and tell stories that we can all relate to.
Okay, so let's turn to the audience for our Q&A. Okay, we've got to move quickly. Do you have the mic? Sin right here's got the mic. We have a question right up front. We got a couple of questions over here. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you're almost out of time.
Is it on?
Mike?
Oh, there's
Mike, yeah, it's on. It's on. Over here. Right up front.
Where do we go?
Right there. The tiger shirt.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Jessie? So we actually talked before, Family Habit Network. You helped me out when I was saying hi. So nice to meet you.
Oh, nice. Okay, nice to meet you too.
But I was going to ask you, what's your favorite thing about Maryland?
Wait, say it again.
What's your favorite thing about Maryland?
Favorite thing about Maryland? The blue crab. I've been eating so much crab since I've been home.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Look, man, we're the blue crab state for a reason.
Listen, everybody
Yeah,
from
that's my favorite.
Anybody from this side?
Dude, you're awesome.
Thank you. I'm glad. Awesome.
Anyone from this side have any questions? Oh, right there.
We got there's one right next to you too.
Yeah.
Oh.
He'll come back. Don't worry. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, and then don't forget, upstairs, all the way down the hall, McGinty Hall, is where he is doing signings too. So you get a chance to
Come on, hang out,
talk
some
to
stuff.
him. Yeah. I think you got stuff. You got some pops too. You
He's
can
trying to
sign.
answer you. Go ahead.
What's your favorite?
Wait, can we turn this mic up? I can't hear. Who's on?
What's your favorite thing that you're doing?
My favorite thing that I've been in? Can I even say? What's my favorite thing that I've been in?
Can you just describe the plot?
Yes. There's a story of 3 teenage boys and 1 girl who leak a video game into the real world, and it was on a network that specialized in cartoons, but they started doing live action because of this show. And yeah, that was my favorite show.
You're doing a really good job.
Thank you.
You're really good.
I think you guys have an idea
You're
what
doing a
it
really
is.
good
I
job.
mean,
You're
I'm not gonna say that like we didn't power up, but we definitely raised things a level or two. And that was my favorite thing because I had absolute creative freedom in that show. And yeah, it was just me and a couple of guys who were just like having a freaking blast every day. So yeah.
All right. One more question? Let's do one more question.
We can do one more question.
One more question.
All right,
Who's got an amazing question? Right here. You know what? He's first, raising his hand, so it better be good.
No
No
pressure.
pressure.
No pressure. You get to ask the question, then they gonna vote if they want that to be the group
Right? Yeah.
question or if they gonna pass it. Dang. Oh, you don't need the mic. They want to hear your
Well,
question.
we want to
too,
hear
right?
it.
All right, I'll repeat it. What's the question?
First of all, if you open a restaurant and you need to talk for how you got.
Okay. Good to know.
My question is, if there's ever a non-fictional dramatic role, like any real life character you would like to take on in that kind of role, who would you take?
Arthur Ashe. And I'm trying to get it right now. I'm working on it, so we'll see. We'll see.
Good luck. We'll put that out there.
Everybody send the Arthur Ashe estate an email saying, hey, you know, I think Jessie would be great for this.
We'll get on Twitter and
Arthur
we'll handle
Ashe,
it.
yeah. Beautiful story, incredible impact on the world, and yeah, I would love to tell his story.
Well, thank you so much, Jessie T. Usher,
Absolutely.
for taking
Thank
the
you,
time
guys.
with us here at
Thank you for coming.
And then
I love you, Marilyn.
everyone stand up. We're going to take a photo, and you guys are going to be in the background.
Yeah, let's do it, please.
Yeah, for sure.
You're great.
What it do, snackers and snackers? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.